it's time to do it again, man. Welcome back, everybody. Hope the weekend is going good. We're going to play a little Silent Hunter 4 briefly. I got some errands to run late tonight. I'll take off when that time comes, but for now, let's go play. Let's see if we got this all set up right. Alright, yep, camera's working. Audio. I see my audio's working. Alright, all the important moving parts are there. Streamer problems. Okay, good deal. Now, originally I was going to do an all-day stream today, but the weather was beautiful. Just hardly a lick of wind, and it was, I don't know, about 60 degrees. It was nice out. It's a good temperature, so... Anyway, I'll get right on with it. And time compression. Let's zoom across the Celebes. I got a full tank of gas. What do I got here? Radar contact. Well, let's see if we can figure out what they are. It's a warship. So I'll slow down to a third speed, let the warship go by. Then we'll go back up to standard speed. It's just a little patrol, probably a gunboat. Well, maybe not out in the blue water. Now we got another radar contact. It's a ship moving slow. What I will do, stop time compression for a minute. I'm going to do a save game attack. And then resume. I want to look at the time. It's 0303 hours, so it's very, very early. Well, it's about mid-morning. It'll be dark long enough, I think, to pull this off. Let's use time compression to track him down. We have a ship ahead here. Let's go see what it is. Ooh, that's a big guy out here all by his lonesome. One thing I should have done, and I can't believe I didn't actually, was plot him on radar, put markers in there, and measure the distance traveled over time. I would have had his speed. That helps you. You're doing your calculation. You should largely, in fact, I actually see him without this. He's out here a little to the right, I think. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is go to periscope depth. Turn about 80 degrees to the left. That should put me on a nice little course with him. I got time compression on while I'm plotting. I'll stop. So this will be a submerged night attack. I don't want to do a surface night attack. How you doing, Judah, man? It's good to see you. If I do a surface night attack, he's got guns, and he'll end up killing my crew up on top decks. It's just not worth it. So we will do a submerged night attack. It's glassy seas. I'm stopped. I'm in position. Let's see what 1 nautical mile looks like. I'm literally point blank. I might even have to back up a little bit. I'm doing good, Judah man. Today was a great day. I was saying as I started the stream that it was beautiful out today. I spent the whole, well, not the whole day. I spent a good part of the day just outside, doing stuff outside. So, you know, sunny, no wind, the weather such as it was. I wasn't about to do an all-day stream. Tomorrow, on the other hand, let me look at the forecast. I think it's going to rain tomorrow, and that's going to change things a little bit here. This says my bit rate's unstable. I mean, Twitch, go to hell. I am ready to quit streaming on Twitch with its little 6,000 kbps. It's pathetic. So anyway, I'm going to look at OBS. What bit rate do I have set up for Twitch? 59, 52 should be plenty. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing, but anyway, that's not my purpose here. I want to open up another quick browser tab and look at tomorrow. So it's supposed to rain. The last I looked at, I haven't looked at the weather, but yeah, it's going to rain tomorrow. And it looks like it's going to be really kind of windy and icky. It'll be warmer, though. I mean, if the rain breaks and the sun's out, I'll go out tomorrow, too. I'm telling you, man, I'm a sun junkie. If it's nice out, I go out and I do stuff outside. I run, I play soccer, I do whatever, but... So yeah, tomorrow could be my all-day stream day. Traditionally, Sunday is the day that I'll play a game called Civilization 5, and that takes 8 to 10 hours. I mean, they're long games. So, I might be hanging out with you guys tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see on that, just to know for sure. Let me do something here. I'm gonna mute a minute while I blow my nose. You know, my basement's nice. It's dry. There's no dampness down here. But there is something about the air in this basement that gets me. All right, let's hit time compression. Watch that target sneak up. That's good because I was too close to the plot line and he's further away than I had originally plot. Let's correct the plot line. Let me put my scale marker where I want it. Alright, let's go sink that ship. I can even keep my frickin' periscope nice and close to the ground. That I don't know. Let me look at it. I think it's a 10,000 tonner. I'll pull up the recognition manual just to make sure. Oh yeah, that's what we got right there. Large modern tanker. These are so common. Which torpedo tubes do I want to use? All my good torpedoes are gone. Let's use steam. Do I have any steamies? Yeah, tubes 1 and 2 are steam torpedoes, so I'll launch those two. Tube 1, open the door. Open tube 2. We'll set these both for 26, we'll go 26.5 feet. That tends to do really well with these torpedoes against that ship. 26.5 feet. That's a go. Let's get his range, which I'll confirm with sonar in a bit. So if he's 60 degrees to my right, I'm probably 30 degrees to his left. Because I parked myself 90 degrees. The angles kind of have to add up. He's slow. I'm going to throw 7 knots at him. Alright, let's take another set of measurements. That wasn't right. I think I'm going to be too long of a range there. Let me try that again. What you do is you line up the top of his mast at the bottom of his hull with the, the two versions of the ship that you see. He's probably going faster than 7 knots, according to that. Maybe not. That thinks it's doing 20 knots, but I don't think so. I'll plug in 8. Let's take another set of measurements. 1,700 yards. That says 4 knots. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm going to keep it on 8. And if you wait a little bit of time, and then you take another set of measurements, you can look to see if the torpedo bearing transmitter jumps the gyro angle. If I've got my solution calculated correctly, there should be no jump here whatsoever between any two settings. See, it jumped back. And that means I overestimated his speed. He's actually going slower than 8. This thinks he's doing 5. We'll try this at 5 knots, but I think he's going faster than that. And somewhere in between. This thinks he's going 5 knots. That could very well be. So I need to go just to the right of 50 degrees relative. Let's get this correct. Or I can do this. I'm going to use the hydrophones to listen in his direction. And I can't hear him. That has been so glitchy. Because I want to ping him. I can't hear his screws, but active sonar is picking him up. I just know he's out there at, between 50 and 55 degrees relative. $14.30. Alright, at this point, 90 minus 50 is 40. So let's plug 40 in here. Let's compute speed. Still got him at 5. That's pretty freaking cool. The second torpedo, I'm going to clock at 6.25 knots. And that's going to fire out a little bit ahead, in case he is going, more than the 5 knots. And also, that'll hit the bow. Which can my observation periscope see? I don't think it has this much magnification. And the reason I wonder about that is, I want to see, this has got better magnification. He's got a bow gun and a stern gun, so... I don't see my torpedoes, and I thought for sure... Oh, there they are. They're way up there already. That one missed astern. He is going faster than 5, but the good news is the one that I computed the faster speed for is going to go back here and clock him in the stern. And that's good, because that's going to slow him down. And in fact, that's where the boilers are on a tanker. He's going to explode. That's a fatal hit. That's why the funnel's back here. That's where his, yeah, he's destroyed. Let's go take credit for it, chat. Already doing dirty business on these guys. I'm loving it. That right there is the 8th ship of this patrol, which is a continuation of last night's patrol. If you guys were here last night, you would see that there's a title. I didn't update the title. I should have put Volume 2. Technically, last night I completed my 14th War Patrol and went out on my 15th, so my stream title's okay. And once he's fully sunken, I can surface. Right now, there's still crew on the guns, and they'll shoot at you while the ship's sinking. 22,419 tons, to which we will add 10,010 tons. Gives me a new total of 32,429 tons. We be in. We'll close that.
Blow ballast.
We'll blow ballast. I'll order my crew to return to course. I want to see something. I want to see if this lights up to rescue survivors.
Torpedo miss, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm hitting keys that do different things that I don't want to have happen. Where are those survivors? I turn to the right a little bit. They could be kind of out in front of me. I think I see them to the right.
Yes, sir. New course. 170. Yes, sir.
Let's go over to this location. See if we can rescue survivors. This is just for yucks. For S&Gs. Let me look at the torpedoes. It's already reloading. There's an option here to tell it not to do that. I prefer that they don't auto-reload. Here it is. No, that's not it. Where's the auto-reload torpedo thing? I don't have this memorized anymore. There we go. So let's do some time compression.
Yes, sir. Hard to starboard. Ahead, yes, 1/3. All stop. Rudder.
Where's that button to pick those guys up? I don't even remember which one it was under. That's them there.
Yes, sir. Back standard. Yes, sir.
See if I can get my ship to stop. Where did it go? Where did that frickin' icon go? I'm gonna try to remember where it is next time so I can get to it quick. Is it binoculars? Yeah. I don't think I can rescue enemy survivors. Let's go to binoculars and look behind me. At 180, because this... Yeah, that's not gonna be it. Because this thing, when I hover over it, the little tooltip says, rescues the target survivor, as highlighted through your binocular view. I don't see where that's doing anything.
Yes, sir. Hold stop. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Ahead, standard.
Well, erase the doodles. I will turn the radar back on. That's kind of handy that it's, you know, finding 10,000 tonners that I otherwise would never have seen. Especially at night. Time compression, let's roll. Time compression canceled. Let's do a save to save a checkpoint in case I want to reload from here. Resume, and back to time compression. Engage enemy merchant shipping in the area. Celebes. Let me update my orders. You know, this is interesting. Let me see if I can figure something out. That was the 31st of March. Yeah, we'll update the date there. So that there's some sense of scale here in terms of how far into the war we are. So I've got orders to engage enemy merchant shipping in area Celebes C. March 31st. 1944. All right. Let's see what we can find. There happens to be a medium convoy out there.
Yes, sir.
I'll go ahead slow,
Yes, sir.
put down some plots. This area here, along this line in particular, is usually a lot of big shipping up there. Plus, this guy could be headed for this area too, so again, throw another save in there. What's the sea state? Stormy weather. Radar state? Active. Good. The stormy weather is nice in the sense that you're not going to have to keep dodging enemy aircraft. They can't fly in this weather. And my radar will see anything within its range. Like that. What do we got? That's a warship. I'm just going to ignore him. I'll watch him on plot, make sure he doesn't turn and come towards me. The rain has stopped. It's still very windy and the seas are rough. You know, I wonder if there's... I'm going to look right now. I'm going to try to find out. Is there an option that tells you what the weather is like outside without having to go to the bridge like that? Not that I mind going to the bridge. It would just be nice to have more accurate information, like wind speed, wind direction. I'm just looking and seeing if there's anything interesting along those lines. I don't think so. Well, it doesn't look like I have a weather report option. I can't remember. By the way, I was looking for this the other day to get to my PPI. I think that means position plot indicator. I think Silent Hunter 3 did have a weather option where you could look to see, you know, what the weather is. Wish these tooltips were faster, though. I can understand why they aren't. Anyway, back to time compression. That's enough exploration for 1 minute. 5, or however long that took. Okay, that convoy that had been spotted earlier is now here. And he's on a course probably right through here, I want to say. So I'm going to go southeast. Ish.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ahead, standard.
Move ahead to standard speed. Let me check the sea state. Rough. Also, I'm picking him up on radar. So let me put down a plot point of the lead ship here. And I'm going to turn the radar off. And I'm going to use my other computer, the streaming computer, as it were, because that way it doesn't, you know, blink in and out of the full screen mode. And that's 10:08 hours to Mark 1. And then what I can do when it gets closer to time to do my attack, I can check and see, using the hydrophones next time around, where or what their speed is. I can make a speed calculation based on that. So let's see what, from their projected course here, 2 nautical miles looks like. I need to turn to the left a little bit. Now I'm starting to pick up the sound contacts.
Yes, sir. Closing.
I won't be able to see them from here. I'm only here, I want to see the sea state. I want to see how rough things are out there. What's my torpedo status? I've got plenty of them. What I will do now is command periscope depth. I need to go roughly southwest, not fully southwest, maybe a little more south of it.
Yes, sir. New course. 2.
And then I'm on the right course, I'm at periscope depth, I can sneak ahead at 1/3. This is a good spot to stop. I'm using time compression, and I'm watching the blue line, which is the destroyer, and the little black lines, which are sound contacts of merchants. I let time control or time compression get ahead of me a little bit. I have to slow it down a minute.
Yes, sir.
I'll break for silent running so the crew doesn't, you know, do anything to make noise. So pretty soon here, I'm going to start to be able to see them as I hide in the depths below the waves. And there are a lot of waves. Alright, right about now, there's a destroyer out there, and there's lots of ships. I'm going to go explore and see which ones I want to pick on. These are all really good ships. That's a 5,000 tonner right there, I think. That is also, that's a large freighter. It's a 5,000 tonner. That right there, I'm not sure. Another 5,000 tonners. There's pretty decent ships out here that are going to be worth attacking. So let's go to the periscope and look ahead to the left. I'm going to see if I've got a visual on them over the waves. If I don't, I'll come up a little bit. That's a destroyer dead ahead. At about 320 is the lead ship of their little formation there. That's a big one out there. These are all big ships. Let's hit the recognition manual and try to figure out what that is exactly. I think it's a large modern composite freighter. That's what that's called. I'll plug him in. I'll really quickly get his range. Just kind of rough in estimate there. 360 minus 320 is 40 degrees. So 90 minus 40 is 50. I've got them clocked at 6 knots so far, but they're probably actually going faster than that, but I'll find out in a minute. Yeah, I think they're going much faster, actually. We're over to about 322. So that's 38. Yeah, that wave rippled by just at the right time. How about the range? Yeah, he's going faster than 6 for sure. Because every time I take a new bearing on him, my gyro angle jumps on me, and it shouldn't. The gyro angle should be tracking, because I have the position keeper running. And we're about maybe 35 degrees off my bow, so we should be 35 degrees off of his starboard beam. 90 minus 35 should be about 55, so I've got that about right. Let's up this speed to 7.5 knots. And then we're going to start taking measurements from here, seeing if there's any jumps. I should be 60 degrees off his starboard bow at this point, because that's 30 degrees off his starboard beam. That says 9. That's very believable. I'm gonna be ready to fire on him in a minute. He might even go slightly faster than that. He is traversing, for as far out as he is, he's going from left to right very quickly. That says 8 knots, but 8, 8.5, 9, those are all good possibilities. His draft is 24 feet. So let's take a couple of steam torpedoes. I think that's all I've got left. Yeah, I do. I'm going to take tubes 1 and 2 again. We'll do 5 and 6, actually. Start eating away from these at the bottom. I will set up these torpedoes for 21.5 feet of depth. Okay, so tubes 5 and 6 are both ready to fire. The tubes are open, the depth is set. We're going to go back to the periscope here. I'm waiting for the wave to pass so I can get a good measurement. Oh, you know, before I do that, I need this view. There we go. I'm thinking 9 knots. 70 degrees angle on his bow, since that's 20 degrees off of my bow, and thus 20 degrees off of his beam. 9 knots is more believable. I think 9 knots is accurate. I feel good about that. We're going to take one more set of readings, and we're going to let him rip. About 75 degrees at this point off bow. Let's recalculate speed. That even thinks 10. 10 is also believable. I have a tendency, for whatever reason, to underestimate the speed. That's still about 15 degrees off the beam. This says 9. I'm going to leave 10 plugged in, actually. Now, this time, when I take my range reading, I'm going to watch for a jump on the gyro angle. It jumped back. Okay, so that's more consistent with 9 knots. So I'm going to keep 10 plugged in for this shot. We're going to go just inside of 9 knots for a more left-firing torpedo for the second shot. Alright, we got 2 fish in the water. You know what I should have done? I should have fired at that second one first. Tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to drop the periscopes. I'm going to go to my outside view because it's fun, especially since I'm streaming. These look like they're out ahead of him a little bit, but we'll see. You know, we'll find out. That's the lead torpedo. There's another one back here. I'd tell you, those look like they're going to miss in front, but maybe not. Oh, I'm going to go to standard speed, or at least ahead slow, 2/3. I want to start to close in on them. Oh, that's a beauty of a hit. Second torpedo's slower, so that's going to hit midships. Oh, it broke his back! Oh, it just absolutely blew him in half. Yeah. 7,000 tonner, man. These guys are worth firing at. Second most valuable ship as a rule. So I'm back here making some time. I'm going to fire on that next one. Once I get a little closer. Which way is he turning? I love coming down here and looking at it. He's on his right rudder, so he'll come towards me. He wants to pass that wreckage to the right, maybe? No, he just did a little jog.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Standard.
We'll go ahead, standard. We'll secure from silent running.
Yes, sir.
I'll put my crew at action stations. Okay, let's go get another one of these guys ready. Wait till the wave passes. Yep, there he is, right there. He's actually kind of coming towards me. You can flat out see it. That's beauty. Beauty of a shot coming up. I don't know, I'm going to say about 25 off the beam there. I don't know if he's still making 9 knots. While I get the torpedoes set up, I'm going to use tubes 3 and 4. I'm going to set these up for 21.5 feet. I'm going to bring the periscope down while I'm spending time monkeying around with this crazy business because I don't want them to spot my periscope. Because right now they're not quite sure where I'm at. They'll know where I'm at. Hands down. How about 3F Media? Thank you for the raid and welcome to the Raiders. Vaughter Racing, 3F Media, and so forth. What were you guys playing? I know Vaughter Racing hangs out on Assetto Corsa, which I love Assetto Corsa. It's fun to watch. One of these days, I promise you guys, I'm going to play Assetto Corsa. I'm going to race it. It looks like such a good game for racing. Alright. Let me get set up on this shot here real quick. I got 2 torpedoes already dialed in and ready to go. He's going much slower than a speed of 9 knots. I'm going to plug in 7. Just for now. He's going to spot me at this range. I'm very close. Not too terribly close. It's still 1,300 yards out. There's more than a half a mile. 7 knots looks like the number. Let's see what the stopwatch says. Stopwatch says 8. I'm going to believe it. I'm going to fire at 8. The second torpedo I fire, I'm going to fire against a 7-knot computed speed. And I'm going to use the outside view to watch my little swimmers do their thing. I shouldn't talk about little swimmers in front of water. They're broadcasting an SRX practice race. Sweet! I look like I underestimated the speed. Where's my second torpedo? I'm only seeing 1. I might have to take a 3rd shot. He's on the rudder. This is going to miss, damn it. I calculated the speed wrong. That's going to miss astern. Okay, so he stopped. His screws have stopped. That's going to miss. Where's the other torpedo? I can't find the other torpedo. It must be an electric. Son of a gun. I'm going to plug in a speed of 9 again. He's being tricky. He stopped his screws, so they'll do that once they know a submarine's in the area. Oh, that torpedo hit! The second one hit! Right at the stern, too. Damn, man. let's get this torpedo tube 2 ready for 21.5 feet. Sorry, chat, this is intense. Time is of the essence here. Come on, I need that wave out of my way so I can measure his mast height. It's rough seas, and the rough seas make this a tricky business. He's passed me by about this angle. That says 9 knots. I'm going to take one more set of measurements. And then I'm going to fire. Okay, now I'm going to order my ship to dive. Because there is a destroyer pinging me. Where did my torpedo go? It'd be in this direction. I think it's an electric, because I can't see it.
Current depth 80.
Let's see if we can find it underwater by hand. Sometimes you can do it if you just go where you think it's going to be. His back end has chewed all the hell up of that.
10.
How is his screw still turning?
Current depth 120.
Anyway, man, that's really cool that you guys came to hang out. Let me go down to,
140. Yes,
I'll go down to 250 feet. I'm below the thermal layer.
current depth 160.
I'm sure that torpedo's a miss.
Yes, sir. Hard to starboard. Current depth 180.
This destroyer is on my ass. But he isn't pinging. See if I can find him. Was that him? No. I'm using the observation periscope to see if I can find him. If he's on the surface, and especially in the daytime, you can see him. I hear him. Oh, there he is. I just saw him. He's behind me. I took that turn and got away from him. Alright, here. Put that down. I'm going to go to the hydrophones. Hard right rudder. As soon as that merchant is in front of me, I want to order midships.
Yes, sir. Rudder. Rudder. Yes, sir.
He's directly in front of me. Let's see if I can see him. No, I don't see him out there. I'm too far away. I'm trying to figure out where the injured guy is. There's a ship out there with a lot of damage. See, there's 2 destroyers now on top of me, so it's going to be really dangerous to do what I'm about to do, which is come pop up to periscope depth and drop some torps into him from behind. Did he sink? Well, I'll take credit for that one. Let me go to my little scorekeeper, you guys. I'm getting messages here. Oh, poor Connor.
Troop flight ready, sir.
I haven't hung out with him in a long time. I used to play Call of Duty with this kid. But he always waits till I'm streaming, and then he goes, "Hey man, come talk to me." And I'm like, "I can't. I'm playing on 2 computers. I'm playing on one computer, and streaming on the other is really what this is all about." Okay, so let's update some numbers here. That is the 9th ship destroyed on the 15th War Patrol so far. That brings my total up to 39,635 tons. It's a good run so far.
Torpedo miss, sir.
Alright, let's see here what we got. Alright.
Yes, sir. Rudder 2-4. Yes, sir.
Let me listen behind me. I want to listen to those destroyers. Behind to the left.
Yes, sir. Rudder. Rudder. Yes, sir.
Which is the one that I clobbered? It's that guy right there, isn't it? Yeah, he's making good speed. That's stupid. That kind of irks me a little bit. About the destroyers. They're just way too close. What I'm going to do... I'm going to turn to the south.
Yes, sir. 177. Yes, sir.
Then I'm going to go to time compression to make this, you know, so I don't have to wait all day. Okay, now I'm going to turn to the southwest. And let me look at that. There is a sound contact direct to my right. How are we doing on torpedoes? I have two of them. One is steam-powered and the other is electric. The difference is the steam torpedoes leave a wake of bubbles. They can see where you shot from. And they will come and get you if you're not careful, so... Let's go more to the west. And I'll use time compression to make this happen a little bit better. But battery power, got plenty of that. Let me pop up to periscope depth.
268. Yes, sir.
And I'm going to pop the periscope up and kind of look behind to the right. See if those destroyers are close. This was almost pointless just because the waves are so bad. Let me listen on hydrophones, which haven't been reliable. They're pretty distant on a bearing of 170, so I'm leaving them behind. And in the waves, I got a little peek at the guys. So we'll use time compression here. Now you can see the destroyers swinging around to catch back up with them. Yeah, I don't really have many torpedoes left. Gosh dang, man. I'm never going to be able to get to them before they reach shallow water. I can't attack in shallow water because I can't dive away to hide. It's suicide. And if I surface from here, they'll definitely see me. So yeah, I've got to let them go. And that's very, very unfortunate. So...
Secure the battle stations.
Command my crew to return to course. So that guy I gotta look out for. He's zigzagging, looking for me to follow. Let me turn to the right, to the southeast. Try to avoid him.
Yes, sir.
I think he knows something's going on because he's kind of circling and searching around over there. So let me do this.
Yes, sir. Hard to starboard.
I have a cool little torpedo on board. Let me get ready to use it. I gotta turn to 180 off the stern because it happens to be in tube number 9. That little tiny Mark 27 is an electric homing torpedo. And what I'm going to do is shoot it straight to the north, kind of east a little bit. So what I have to do... What tube was that? Tube 9. Okay. I'm just going to plug in some dummy information. Let's open the tube. And when I hear him straight behind me, I'm going to fire. And it's going to launch and turn left slightly. Let's see what happens. By the way, I want to check something here a minute. I don't know if I follow 3F Media. I don't recall watching a stream. Oh man, 3F Media, we got to get you some followers, dude. This says you only got 31. I'll give him a follow. If he's going to race and stream, I'll hang out. I'll help him build his channel. 3F Media's around all the time, man. He's famous. Wait a minute, where's that guy at? I'm losing him.
Firing tube 9. Torpedo in the water.
Midships.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll go down to 100 feet.
9, 8. Yes, sir.
So that torpedo is kind of going in the direction of that guy. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. And it's a homing torpedo, so what it does is it has its own built-in apparatus to listen for propeller sounds through the water, other than its own. This thing's over here broaching. And hopefully... Hang on, let me go to silent running here.
Yes, sir. Break for silent running.
I expected him to not be going that direction. This might be a miss, and that's gonna suck. Gosh damn it. But sometimes it picks him up and hears him. Let's see what happens. He's going the other way. I don't think it's going to hear him at that range. He had been searching from east to west, but now he's turned the other way. Now he's searching from west to east. He might have heard the torpedo launch, and it just kind of made him suspicious. Because this homing torpedo doesn't have a big warhead, but it has enough, it'll usually knock an engine out on a destroyer, and then I can go in there and finish the job on them. They're sitting duck. This thing's pointed that way, and he's over there. I very highly doubt this is going to catch him. Frick! It's just going off into La La Land. That's such a disappointment. Well, let's turn and head south.
Yes, sir. No course. 176.
I'd only turned this way to get the torpedo off. It came out and launched to the left. I should have just fired straight. Okay, how much battery do I have left? I still got half a can. I can make it till dark before I surface. I'm under time compression, so it's moving very fast. I don't have a lot of armament left. I have 5 torpedoes aft and 2 torpedoes fore. So we'll wait till darkness.
Yes, sir.
Then we'll blow the ballast. I'm going to erase this waypoint, and when I surface, I'll take off for this area. I need to go over here, because this is always a hot spot south of Mindanao, and then I'm going to go to Mayos Woendi, which isn't a full-blown base, but I can go take on new torpedoes and more fuel there. That's just kind of a little place I can go to refit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, my crew is not returning to course. Head standard, return to course. There they go. Let me make sure they're not doing silent running or anything. They're not. Let's roll. What is the battery charge at? Okay, it's full. Okay, well, let's use time compression and zoom down there. Probably I'm going to... Gonna have to dive away. That's enemy aircraft. Actually, I'm gonna look and see if they catch me. Oh, they do. And he missed, I think. Let's see if he attacks again. Yes, he is. Come on, General Quarters. I don't know if this is working or not.
Yes, sir. Holding fire.
Where was he on the minimap? He's coming at me from the right. There he is.
Attack, sir.
Why aren't my guys firing? I keep clicking on this to have my guys fire, and they won't fire. It keeps turning that off.
Yes, sir. Firing at will.
It's an old game. Somewhat acceptable that it doesn't work.
Single contact. Ready, sir.
Sick of diving because of the frickin' planes. That's why I'm just letting my guys fight them. Warship, medium speed closing. What's going on up there? Oh, there's a, which direction are they headed? I can't get up there in time. I'm gonna let them go. Let's do this. Let's look and see if I'm damaged. I don't think I am. What I should definitely do is save a checkpoint. I've been kind of ignoring that. Alright. Back to full speed. Time compression, I should say. Full time compression. Let's hustle back. Radar contact. Those will be friendlies.
Single contact. Bearing. Set. Long range.
We'll use a little time compression. We'll refit. Refit complete. Okay, let's go look at the torpedo scenario here. Let's get some reloads going. And then we'll refit again. Fully loaded with torpedoes, fuel, we're ready to party. So let's change our plot points. Let's look and see if they're going to give me new orders. Nope. Engage and destroy enemy merchant shipping. I don't think I have to be in the Celebes to do that, but I am going to head that way. It's always a hot spot, especially up north here, so let's plot a course in that direction. Go patrol that line. And let's ramp up time compression. I'm spamming time compression. Every time radar detects a friendly, it takes you out of time compression. Oh, I got a radar contact to my left. It's a task force. Oh, oh, oh. Whose task force is it? Probably Japanese. Let's move ahead at flank speed. I want to go slightly north of west. I'm going to save as attack. Let me zoom in. Why is that calling that a task force? There aren't a lot of ships here. And they're fast. You know, I'm looking at them on radar. Yeah, I am. I'm running my radar. Those are dumb ships. I don't want to mess with them. I changed my mind. Let me go east at flank speed. Just evade them. Then I'll slow down to 2/3 speed. That's a big convoy there. We'll return to course. Oh, hang on a minute. There's another convoy. Let's attack that when he's close. This is my prediction for where they're going to go based on the radio report. I'm going to head to the northeast.
Yes, sir.
At standard speed. At a certain point, I'll start picking them up on radar. There they are. I got them on radar. Okay, time compression's off. And I can see, based on radar information, that the escorting destroyers are alerted, so they probably have a radar detector. And they know that they know I'm here. Where's my other mark? I have a mark out here somewhere. In any case, it's 23:54 hours. I gotta make a note of this. $23:54 hours, that's Mark II. And the reason I do that is because I can compute the distance that they travel and how long it took them to travel there. And you can use that to calculate the speed. And also, how far away are they? They're pretty damn close already, so what I'm actually going to do here is move to intercept this line. So I'm going a little bit south of east. And from their projected plot, I want to get within about 2 nautical miles, but not too much so. I'm actually going to go full stop here. Let me check the sea state. Nice and smooth. This will be great. This will be great. This will be a good attack. Unfortunately, let me look at this. Oh yeah, I reloaded. Let's resave the attack so I have a checkpoint. Let me check some messages here a minute. Alrighty. It's almost dinner time. I'm getting hungry. Alright. Let me get back to plot. I would like to see how long it takes them to travel. Let's just arbitrarily say 3 nautical miles. So I'm watching for this lead ship to cross or reach the 3 nautical mile mark. I'm going to use time compression to kind of speed it up a little bit. Okay, time compression is off. That's 0014 hours. That's a good, interesting time. 0014 hours for 3.0 nautical miles. And they traveled 3.0 nautical miles in, let me do that, that's 20 minutes exactly. Exactly 20 minutes. So I think that's going to give me a speed of 6 knots, but just to make sure, I'm going to get it loaded anyways. I like this website called Calculator Soup. Nine, not 6, 9, 369. That would make sense. So I know they're going 9 knots. I have their speed figured out by radar. So let me turn the radar off.
Yes, sir.
I'll go 1/3 speed ahead, and I'm going to go to periscope depth because they're starting to get close. I'll use time compression. Kind of sneak up here a little bit. I'm also cold down here in the basement. That's the dark side. The dark side to basement computing. I've moved all my computers around in the house. Summer's coming. It's going to be nice down here then. I'll stop, I'll stop. And I'm watching. These little lines that you see are on my plot. They show where my sonar operator hears their propeller screws. Blue means a warship, and black means a freighter. So out in front, you'll see this blue line zigzagging on down. That's who I have to avoid. I'm going to rig for silent running, even though I'm not moving at all. I want the crew to be extra quiet as he approaches, because I'm really close, and he might pick me up. If he zigs at the right time and he's pointed enough at me, good, he didn't. There he is out in front of me there, see him? Little graphical glitch, when you suddenly turn it on there, you know, bam, he's right there. Looks like an old school Minikaze. So, the next thing I need to do is start picking out targets. So I am going to bring the periscope up. It's facing the back right now. Let's bring it around to the front, to the left, probably about 315. Here, I can find out for sure. That's at 315 right there, just by chance. So that's the warship ahead of me, right at bearing 0. That warship I'm hearing at 325 is on the far side and alongside the formation. So I was right, 315, 320. So I'm aimed at 315 here. Let's see what happens when I lift up the periscope to peek what's out there. That is a good target. That's a 7,000 tonner. That's a 5,000 tonner with, I think, another 7,000 tonner behind him. There's a third 7,000 tonner. And a fourth. There are a lot of cargo ships here, but there are no oilers. I like shooting at the tankers, because they take fewer torpedoes to make them explode. Let's take a look how close is Minikaze. He's ahead to the right a little now, and he's going away, so that's the direction. He's zagging, so that's good. I'll lock that target. And that is a large, modern composite freighter at 24-foot draft. It's a 7,000 tonner. It's going to be kind of tricky to get his range, but not impossible. 320 degrees right now, so 360 minus 320 is 40 degrees. So 90 minus 40 is 50 on a starboard beam. I have them computed at 9 knots, so I don't need to calculate that. Otherwise, I would have to, but I don't, because I already did that with radar. He has a 24-foot draft, so I'm going to get ready with... these are all steam torpedoes, aren't they? Yeah, they are. So that's no problem. I can make do with that. Tubes 1 and 2. I'm going to set their depth. If he's 24 feet, I'm going to go 21.5 feet. Those work really good for these. Tubes 1 through 4 at 21.5 feet depth. Let's get this set up. And I will tell the position keeper to start running. So this electromechanical computer, which exists, this is how they did it in World War II with American submarines. God, I'm only taking a guess here. It's 3,000 yards out, which is probably pretty accurate. I'm at 325, so 360 minus 325 is 35. 90 minus 35 puts him at 55 degrees angle on bow there. I'll remeasure the distance. I'm spot on. I can actually launch from here if I want. I'm sure I'll hit. This is a very, very accurate plot. He is now drawing to with an almost 60 degrees angle on bow. I'm going to go 9.5 knots on the second torpedo. I tend to underestimate speed. Those torps are on the way. Let's pick the next target. Who am I going to victimize next? That guy. Wait, I gotta identify it. Identified. Large modern composite. Good. 310. 360 minus 310 is 50 degrees. 90 minus 50 is a 40-degree angle on bow. And again, speed 9. I gotta correct that, speed 9. There we go. I need to set up 2 more torpedoes for 21.5 feet. That'll be tubes 3 and 4. Oh, they're already set up. Okay, good. I'm ready to go with that. Oh, I'm dead nuts on with this guy. 315, 360 minus 315 is about 45 degrees.
Target 2-3. Torpedo in the water.
I'll go 9.5 knots on the second torpedo. Okay, let's open tubes 5 and 6.
Torpedo in the water.
He's at 25 degrees. Is he up to speed? Let's go listen. I want to... He's throttled up. He's suspicious. But he's not sure from which direction it came from, but his sonar operator probably heard the torpedoes launch. I'm going to move ahead at 1/3 speed. That's a good close ship there. Where's the other one that's a little closer? That torpedo hit right on the bow. The second one I've got programmed in at a higher speed, so it's probably going to miss in front if that one hit between, you know, its first and second masts. I want to fire at this target. I'm going to identify him real quick. They have a very characteristic, these modern European composite freighters have a very characteristic foremast. It's like a big mast, and then there's a second, almost a reinforcing mast. There's, you know, there's 2 of them like this. That makes them very distinct. 15-foot draft, so tubes 5 and 6 will set for 12.5 feet. And we'll start putting computations in against this ship. 340, 360 minus 335 is 25 degrees. 90 minus 25 is 65. And I have speed 10 plugged in. I'm going to fix that to 9. 9 computed as a little bit fast, so I'm going to actually slow that down a little bit. I'll go 8.5. I'm going to fire immediately after this next solution because he's close and he's going to start maneuvering. I have him at a slower speed. He'll be 70 degrees, angle on bow. Let's slow that down to 7.5. Let's see how we're doing there. I've got to fire on him quick. I can tell that he's maneuvering. He's actually slower than that. Let's compute him at 6.5. End of run on the second torpedo that I fired out there, but the other 2 are still probably working on that ship I fired onto the left. That was a long-range shot, too. Kind of a Hail Mary. I don't think it was a good shot. How fast does this thing think he's going? I'm going to fire at 7. And 8 knots. Now this shot should be good.
Yes, sir.
Head standard, hard left rudder. Oh, look it! There's a sinking ship out there, look! I destroyed him, that was a kill. Look, I can see him sinking. Hob Wild, what's up, Wild Man? What's up, Hob Wild? This looks like a hit, chat. That looks like a hit. Is there a second torpedo coming? Yes, it's behind it. It's behind it to the left. I think I just saw it briefly. Let's see how we do here. Oh yeah, she's a hit. Oh, that's a good hit too. I fired a second torpedo at it,
Miss, sir.
but I don't know where that one is. That unit's destroyed anyway. Alright, so looking at things on plot, what I'm doing right now is I'm coming around hard to port because I want to start using stern tubes. I'm really, really close to these guys. I want to take a couple snapshots. Oh, that thing's just a burning wreck. I can see the shine of a bow wake in the distance. There is a destroyer coming across here. This guy's super, super close. In fact, God, I wish I had my homing torpedo now. They're very, very well aware of where I'm at. Over here to my right, yeah, I can see that destroyer's close. There's one straight behind me too, I think. More like, where is he? Oh, I'm going straight for him. I don't think I'm going to be able to shoot in time. There we go. That's a target. That's a target. That's a good target. I don't think I'm going to have time to get that guy. Son of a gun. I'm going to try it. I'm going to take a snapshot. There. He's probably about like this on me. His speed is probably about 8. Let's start tracking. Let's open tube 7 and 8. Fast does this think he's going? No, not a chance. 8 knots, fire. And we'll go 6.5 knots. Fire. Head flank, dive, midships. Let's start hiding all this stuff. Midships. I have this destroyer coming here. I got this one coming from my right.
Current depth 80. Current depth 100. Yes, sir.
I'll dive to 250 feet.
257.
Got to look to my right. I thought I just saw him splash.
Passing thermal layer.
Yes, sir.
Right as I'm going past the thermal air, I'm going to launch decoys. You'll even see the decoys. They'll be bubbling back there. See that?
60.
I just shot out decoys. They're still pinging me.
Current depth 180.
They just stopped pinging, and I don't know why. I don't trust it. Let me look around. I don't see them. They might have fell for it. Oh, there's a searchlight. He's behind to my right. Relative bearing. There he is. I see his bow even. I'm still midships. Good. Is he over my stern? No, I lost him. He's going to drop depth charges right behind me. He's playing with his propeller speed because he needs to turn the propellers off momentarily in order to hear with his hydrophones. So you went into DMZ for the first time in 5 weeks. How did it go? I'm assuming you did PvP. Because that's all anybody does in DMZ. Unless you have missions to do. And it's interesting, Hobwild, do you own Call of Duty 3? Because it's free right now, isn't it? Is it a free weekend, and if so, for how long? I got away from them. You know, the thing is, I don't even want to play Call of Duty because I don't want to learn about sliding and slide canceling. I just want my muscle memory to do basic first-person shooter stuff. It was for 5 days, and today's the last day. Oh, shucks, I missed it. That was a good attack, you guys. That was a very, very good attack. Let's do some bookkeeping. I sank an additional 7,200 tons, plus an additional 5,213 tons, brings my tonnage up to 52,048 tons on this war patrol at 11 ships total. Hear them out there? They're dropping depth charges, but they're not on me, so we're good to go. Sweet! Chief's Voyage, you guys. He went and watched the NASCAR race tonight at Martinsville, and you can see him walking with the crowd. Everybody's carrying their stuff. It's a super cool stream that he's doing. Super cool. Okay, so I'm going to erase some doodles. Well, I guess I don't need to do that just yet. If you look at the torpedo situation, these right here are electrics. I want 2 electric torpedoes in tubes 5 and 6. I'll take steam torpedoes in tubes 1 through 4. And in the back, kind of the same thing. They won't reload yet because I have my crew under silent running, so they won't do any work. They're bringing back payload, which was a lot of fun. You have to escort a rover thingy, then you defend it. Now, is that a Modern Warfare 3 thing, or is that a, that's not a DMZ thing, is it? Of course they wouldn't bring anything back for DMZ. They completely don't care about DMZ anymore. You know, for Warzone? You know, I'll tell you what I'm actually waiting for. And it's probably not worth the wait, but it is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for X-Defiant to come out. Like Silent Hunter 4, X-Defiant is an Ubisoft production. Well, what should we do here? There's 3 destroyers basically on top of me, but I'm going to try to sneak away. I'm going to use time compression. I don't think they're on me. Oh, somebody's coming, hell's bells. I'll put a marker down here just to see where he goes. I gotta zoom in. Whoops, hang on a minute. Turn off time compression. That's a lot of warships. There's 3 warships coming to their aid. According to my sonar operator, they're on a vector about like this. So they're going to this area. They're headed straight for the scene of the crime. Yeah, they're still coming on, man. That's a hunter-killer group. I wonder if they got a carrier. Yeah, they pissed you off when they stopped developing their extraction shooter, says Hobwild on Twitch. I'll tell you what, they did really... Yeah, they did stop developing it, you're right, but at least it's still there. The biggest problem is not only they stopped developing it... Oh, it's Ubisoft. Okay, I thought you were talking about Call of Duty with DMZ. Which, it's one thing. I'm going to turn a little bit north of west here.
Yes, sir. No course.
Let me check my battery. Oh, I got a full can. There are a lot of people who feel that DMZ was the best Call of Duty ever made. Which is completely untrue. The best Call of Duty ever made was called United Offensive. Alright, so those 3 destroyers are joining the escort. That is something I haven't seen in this campaign. So there really weren't big tankers or troop transports, and it's very heavily defended. It's probably a deal where I'm just going to return to course and head for my assigned area and do some patrolling. Once I surface again, I'll issue a radio report to let ComSub Pack know that I've had some success out here since the refit. Okay, it's 0300 hours. It's going to be daylight here soon. Let me secure from silent running. Let me secure from battle stations. Let my guys chill. They're going to need some, you know, chill time here. I'll come to periscope depth. I will slow to 2 knots just to kind of keep making a little progress, but also have enough battery. And let's surface. Actually, I'm going to go to observation periscope. Take a look around outside, see what it's like. Sea state is still pretty smooth. I don't see anybody out there.
Yes, sir.
I'll surface the boat. Let's take a look at the crew status. Second shift is sleeping. Good for them. Get some Z's. I'm fully reloaded. Let's go back and see what the Hobwild chat man is up to. They had an extraction shooter. I wonder, did they shift from that extraction shooter to their arena shooter being X-Defiant? I'm kind of excited about X-Defiant. I'm not going to lie. I'm not that big on... hang on a minute. I got to issue some orders here.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Nice calm seas. Let's bring up the bow planes. Let's drive with the radar since we're kind of in the middle of nowhere and I would like to know that there's trouble ahead. Let me save the game at a checkpoint called Patrol. I just keep overwriting it. Yeah, Hobwild, I don't really... You're wrong. Let me see here. It says, everyone for the most part loved Black Ops 2. I missed that, honestly. Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 from 2007 and 2009 were so mediocre. But they came in this I guess how would I characterize it? There was a gap in Battlefield releases, because I like the Battlefield games the best. And in that gap, you had Call of Duty 4 and then Modern Warfare 2. Which were decent games, but not that great. I mean, they were Call of Duties. Call of Duty doesn't make good games. End of story. They just don't. The Infinite Warfare with the jetpacks, yeah, I didn't play that, but, between the Battlefields and then my World of Warships career, which was a 7-year solid 33,000 battle career so far. Let me stop time compression a minute while I, set up some plots. I'm going to patrol along the shoreline here and see if I can find some fishing boats. Then I'm going to cut across the Gulf into this area, which is always very prolific. Okay, that'll be my patrol route. I'll save and overwrite patrol. The Black Ops I've heard good things about. Yeah, Black Ops is I've heard good things about. A merchant has been spotted. What do we got out there? That's my submarine. Oh, it's just one of those little piss ants. This is exactly what I like, though. Just unarmed little ships to go, you know,
Yes, sir. No course.
port, you know, go out there and
0.
do some seal clubbing.
Yes, sir. No course. 3. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. New course. 7.
See if I can get him with my 40 millimeters. Got him burning. Probably one more shell will kill him. He's gone. They kept going over him. It's really hard to be precise because the mousing isn't precise. He's gone. This is what I came to do, kill some fishing. That's a lot of starving Japanese soldiers on account of that. Let's add myself 2 ships and 400 tons, if you don't mind. It's all the same to you. Let's add 400 to that mix. We now are up to 13 ships, a baker's dozen, for a new total of 52,448 tons. Okay. Chief's back in the tent. Home sweet home. He's actually camping there. It's super cool what he's got going on, and just in case you guys haven't seen it, he already did it today, but, you know, tomorrow also he's going to be going to the cup race at Martinsville, and, you know, he'll be right there in the stands. You'll be able to hear the sounds, see what he sees. It's pretty cool what Chief's got going on out there. So if you haven't followed the Chief, just great place for you to lurk. You know, when you guys are done watching streamers for the night, just go give that guy a lurk. But I don't know if he runs overnight or not. Sometimes he does, saying he'll be back in the morning, and other times he raided me last night, for example. Once Human looks kind of cool. A lot of people have been playing it. I've seen it on Twitch. I haven't gone to watch the game, but let me tell you, I've been busy. It's been, today was a beautiful day, so I went out and touched the grass. I'm a very much an outside guy. I do a lot of gaming. I like to game for anywhere between 2 and 8 hours a day, but and I stream it, every minute of it, to YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. Same name everywhere, Lord British TTV. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can find some more fishing boats. I don't know if I got my radar up. I do, good. They don't register on the radar, though. They're too small for that, but let's check fuel. Plenty of fuel. Let me see something. Can I see this shoreline from here? No, I can't. Oh, yes, I can. I saw it there. Kind of glitching through the mist. Yeah, it's out there. I just want to, you know, when I'm near Mindanao, I just like to make sure I'm close enough to get shore traffic. See, look at, there's always these convoys here. I'll never be able to catch him. There's a merchant spotted. Let's look ahead here and see if I can figure out what it is. No, my lookouts can see better than I can. Actually, I do barely see it right there. I see sails, which means they're unarmed. Let's turn just a little bit to the left. Move to intercept. They always travel in twos.
Yes, sir. Very.
And I just use time compression to get real close. I remember back in the day, I used to ram these things to blow them up, but now for some reason it doesn't give me credit in the captain's log. So I've been getting nice and close, and then expending my 40 millimeter HEs on it. He's destroyed. He's a little smaller and he's a little further out. I think I just got him. Yep, I sure did. A couple more 200-tonners. Hey, why not? They're kills. It's fun, man. Get on that gun and start doing some shooting. I just wish the mousing were more, like, accurate, like Call of Duty. You know, Call of Duty's super precise. All those shooters are super precise with the mouse. This just jumps all the hell over the place. That makes it hard. Harder to enjoy, but it's still fun. It's still fun. You know, for a game that goes on sale for $3, it just does not disappoint. I actually own this game. Here's my box copy. But this does a bunch of weird stuff to a computer. It tries to install an anti-piracy rootkit on your computer that checks to see if you're running the real disk or a copy of the disk. I just bought it again for, I don't know, I might even pay $10. I can't remember. It's super, super cheap on Steam. And if you like naval warfare, boy, you can get in here and just have fun. That's all there is to it. Alright, let's resave my game as Patrol. I gotta watch the clock. 10:35. Probably 10 or 15 minutes, folks. I'm gonna break early tonight. I know I haven't streamed for very long. And this on the heels of promising to stream all day today, but man, once I got my eyes on the outdoors, I could see it was sunny and nice. It's like, no way. No way I'm going to sit inside and play video games all day. But it's going to rain tomorrow. It'll be windy. I'm still going to go run, but I'm not going to spend as much time tomorrow outdoors as I did today. So tomorrow will probably be a 2-streamer. I will probably play Civilization 5, which is nothing like any of the naval warfare games that I play, or first-person shooters. I'm a multi-streamer. I do a little of everything. You're in Canada, right, Hobwild? I know I'm stupid and I should know this, but yeah, I got up to, I don't know, 58 degrees. And for me, 58 degrees is shorts and a sweatshirt. I needed sun on my body. So my face and my legs got sun today. It felt great. Near Toronto and Buffalo. Awesome, dude. Unlucky you. You were this close to being an American. This is probably the same formation that is. You know, my grandfather worked on Lake Erie for a very long time. He's a veteran of the Coast Guard. And in his career, he spent, he's got, I think he's got three National Defense Service medals as a Coast Guardsman. He'd been in combat in World War II, and his Coast Guard vessel was equipped for anti-submarine warfare. And I think he had a gun on it too. I might have to go look that part up though for that ship. He served in Korea and Vietnam. He was definitely involved in combat action in Vietnam. But he started to get older, but he still was in the Coast Guard, you know, after being in those 3 wars. So towards the tail end of his career, Grandpa went to Lake Erie. The United States Navy, or United States Coast Guard, had a lighthouse there. It's lonely duty, but he liked it. You know, he was just, in his older age, he was fine, you know, not doing his busy work, the harder stuff he did when he was younger in the Coast Guard. So, yeah, as a chief, he just kind of hung out, manned the lighthouse, and did whatever the Coast Guardsmen do in a lighthouse, just all by his lonesome, right there in Lake Erie. I'm not sure where Timmins is, Hobwild, but are you Aboriginal? Is that the correct word for it? Am I saying something mean? I don't know how to say stuff anymore because you know, if you say Indian now, it's supposed to be really offensive, and I'm just trying to be careful of that. A lighthouse keeper was what he was. That's a good way to put it. I don't know if that's a proper title, but you're probably right. But, you know, he just hung out in that lighthouse. One of these days on stream, I might show all of his ribbons and medals and a rocker of one of the ships he was on. It's a super, super cool thing that's meant to be put on the back of a jacket of some kind. So, yeah, I will sail down these little islands looking for coastal traffic. Then once I get back down here by this Gulf flag, I think I'm gonna wrap up for the night. The reason I have to be out of here is the store. I want to go just grocery shopping, and they close at midnight. The store I go to. So German, Polish, and then your dad's family is part Metis. That's cool though. I love people. People can be dastardly, but I like all the different cultures and heritages that are out there, and I like learning about them. And once in a while, you meet somebody online that's, you know, from a culture that, as I guess I dare to say, a sheltered American that I don't know anything about, and I love to ask about things, where they lived, how they live. It's kind of a social studies type of a thing, you know. I enjoy that. But everybody's got a story, and I like stories. It's fun. That's one of the reasons why I like Twitch so much. There's a lot of people here, and they all vary. I got nice and close to this guy. That one's gonna pop. That one tried to get away. He turned around and started running. Don't run, you'll only die tired. I'm not real accurate with that one. I'm just kind of spraying and praying. I think I just got him. Couple of 80-tonners. That one hasn't blown up yet. There he goes. Dad's family's been there over 350 years. That's wild. That's Hobwild. That's why you're so wild, Hobwild. You know what? I have my mother's brother, which would be an uncle. He's a Mormon. Genealogy means everything to them. And what he did, this Mormon uncle of mine, is a full genealogy on my family. Mom and dad's side. He's not related to my dad's side, remember. It's my mom's brother. And discovered that on his side of the family, my mom's side, that I am a direct descendant of William Bradford by way of his daughter. So, William Bradford was basically, you know, the first white settler here in the United States. So, there's no immigration here, man. My family's been here since the very, very beginning. And my dad's side, almost as long. That side, there's a lot of the French Canadian. There's a lot of that over there on that side of the family. So, anyway, I tell you what, you guys. I got half of mine. I stayed up till, God, this morning. I streamed overnight into Saturday morning till 4 o'clock in the morning, and that was fun because the chat was busy. You know, a couple friends of mine were in here. We were chatting like mad here on Twitch. So that was a lot of fun, but it made me tired, and it's making me want to make up for time. So I'm going to bail out here. Let me do a save game. I feel guilty about it because, you know, me and Hobwild are having a good conversation. 13 siblings, oh my god. I'm the youngest of 7, and I thought that was a lot. I do know other people that come from families, 12, 13, 14 people. It's like, holy cow. So, Poland, Germany, Ukraine, and Lithuania. I know a Lithuanian guy. I dated his daughter. And his family, he is, I think, one of 13, I want to say. So, and I don't know if it's just a Catholic thing or a Lithuanian thing, but I know all those things that you just described, you know, Polish, maybe not so much German, but the Polish and the Lithuanians and perhaps somewhat Ukrainians are quite often Catholic or otherwise tend towards big families. But as much as I hate to say it, it pains me to do it. But yeah, old school Catholic like my family. Yeah. I am going to say goodnight. I'm going to thank you guys for coming out. It's always really nice to chat with you, Hobwild. I appreciate you coming to the chat and keeping it busy. And I appreciate everybody lurking. I appreciate any form of viewership. It all helps. It helps to build the channel. Mostly I hope you enjoyed it. This is an older game title, but it's quite realistic and at times very exciting. In the 2 hours that I just patrolled, there were no epic moments. But if you go to my Twitch and look at, I have a couple of clips out of here that have been pretty cool, where I sank the Yamato and then the Taiho. I think I got the carrier Taiho, just going from memory, and those are clipped, so you can review those. It's a fun game, and with time compression, you don't have to do what I'm doing right now. It's just sail peacefully. Sometimes I like to do this in this game, especially when I'm streaming and just saying goodbye. I like to just look out and just imagine what it'd be like to be the deck watch up here on the bridge or out on the fair weather. Just enjoying the night sky. You know, just peaceful, no killing going on, just nature. Seeing this big, beautiful ocean. You know, the ugliest thing about this world, I'm going to have to say, is the people. Mostly because of the things that they do. And war is terrible. It is a dirty business. And it's too bad that it's necessary, but it's just human nature, you know? But yeah, Hobwild, you and I are very opposite people. I've never even tried marijuana. I know that sounds weird. And, you know, before you ask why, it's just because when I was a kid growing up, I had a brother that used to come home high. And you don't even want to know what his fate is. He's not long for this world. It's a one thing led to another kind of a deal with him, and it's very unfortunate. But he's still with us for the meantime, but he isn't even him anymore. It just, you know, when it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. Let's just put it that way. But man, I used to see how it would make him behave. I used to see how it would get his ass whooped by Mom. And I have a unique ability as a human being. And there are some other humans that I've met that are like this. But I learn from other people's mistakes. I learn from my own, but I also learn from other people. Some people only learn from their own mistakes, and sometimes not even then. And in my case, I learn from other people's mistakes. Call it a gift. So I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of things in life that I play the game of take it or leave it. And it's just one of the ones that I left. We'll just leave it at that. Military sims are your favorite. Yeah, I like military shooters. I like kind of, you know, the action side of it. You know, I like the adrenaline part of it. Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 are my favorite games because there's just enough to challenge my mind and make me think strategically. And I endeavor to do so. That's why I have a 70% win rate. in Battlefield 3 and 4. In fact, I went back to Battlefield 4 and kind of sucked at it because it'd been, a decade and a half of not playing it. And lost a lot of games, and it went down to 69%. Nice. So anyway, smoking pot isn't any different than drinking. If anything, it has more benefits than negative effects. But doing it when you're developing your brain is bad. Kids should not be doing it, same as drinking. Hobwild, thank you for putting that out there. I hope young people take notice. There's something that I know from my athletic work that I do that I didn't realize that my brain, everything else in my body had developed by the time I was an early bloomer. Let's just call it age 12. I got pictures of me as a 12-year-old. I'm 5'9", towering over these other middle school kids. I was a huge middle schooler, and, about half of them outgrew me eventually when, they decided to have that chemical cocktail that your brain releases called puberty, and they finally grew. But I was an early bloomer. But no matter how early or fully you develop, your brain doesn't stop developing until you're in your mid-20s. So people, just sleep, diet, exercise. You can't go wrong. If you want to be happy, alcohol's not the way to do it. Marijuana is not the way to do it. Marijuana has a good therapeutic thing, though. So, I'm going to agree with you completely. Smoking pot. Yeah, as an 8th grader, 6'1" and 175, yeah, you're a big boy, man. I'm 5'9" and about 175 right now. 6'6" and 235? Holy shit, dude, you're a monster. I know somebody in real life that's that big too, though. The guy that I play with, a gaming friend of mine, he lives in my city. I've met him in person. We're real life friends now, but he's about like that. I don't think he's lithe, though. I don't think he's 235. He's less than that, but he is 6'6", and his kid is 6'7", or something like that. I mean, he's huge. I mean, 5'9", I'm an average-sized guy, and when he's in front of me, I'm like, oh, hi. Looking up, like he's hanging from the ceiling, but he's not. He's got feet on the ground. You big people, I don't know how you do it. I'm glad I'm not a big person, because it's hard enough to get in and out of a car sometimes. Track, football, soccer. That's pretty. Hobwild, you're awesome. That's freaking awesome. At least you did shit that's good for you, too. Soccer's my goo, by the way, but anyway, I think societally, marijuana does a lot less in terms of negative impacts, which are almost non-existent, compared to alcohol. Alcohol devastates society. Devastates it. Broken homes left and right because of alcohol. Alcohol-related car accidents. Yes, they're finding out now. Everybody said, oh, marijuana doesn't affect your driving, and they're finding out now that there's so many people driving under the influence of marijuana that that's not true. Very dangerous shit. Don't do it. Flat out, don't do it. It's heavy machinery. Don't do anything that changes the state of your mind when you're going to operate something that can kill people. It's as simple as that. Don't go out on the road, oh man, it ain't like drinking, I can hit some bud, do some driving. No, you can't. Don't do it. You will kill people. I lost a brother, not to a marijuana, but to a drinker. In a car accident. So, like Hobwild said, use your head about it. Wait till you're older if you want to experiment with shit, whatever, be an adult about it, but let your brain develop, kids. It doesn't finish until, you're in your mid-20s, or 23 to 25 years old. And the reason I brought it up is because, in soccer, Hobwild's familiar with that, we are allowed to use our head to hit the ball, but it's a really bad idea until your brain is done developing. And it's probably still a bad idea after that. As a grown-up, man, I can tell you, there have been times I've done some headers on a ball that's coming with some energy, and it kinked my neck, man, and it take 4-6 weeks until that kink works itself out. It can be dangerous. Heading the ball might be legal, but it doesn't mean it's smart. And I'm going to go with not smart. So anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed the Just Chatting segment of the stream. Hobwild, I'm going to catch you later. I know it's a little early. This is normally when I'm starting my stream, right? So this is very, very atypical of me to be calling it a night, but I want to have a half an hour to an hour at the grocery store. I got to do some shopping, so I got to get going if I'm going to get there in time. Before I go though, I do want to ask about what CTE is. It says soccer players are some of the highest athletes with undiagnosed CTE. By high, do you mean marijuana high? And CTE, what are CTEs? I guess I could Google it. Let me Google it. And you don't have to type it. Symptoms of CTE include memory loss, confusion, impaired judgment, impulse control problems, aggression, depression, anxiety, suicidality, Parkinsonism, and eventually progressive dementia. Shit, that's probably what's wrong with me. These symptoms often begin years or even decades after the last brain trauma. Ah, I getcha. Now that is interesting to me. I'll wait this out. If I was paying attention, what goes away, it warns me when there's going to be an ad, a commercial break. I'm trying to chat with this guy on Twitch, and he's not a subscriber. I mean, you don't have to subscribe. I mean, you can do that if you want to be nice, but... And get the emotes. I'm about to launch some new emotes. But that's interesting that brain trauma is highest with soccer. It's not surprising. I would have figured it'd been... He says here NFL is a lawsuit. And I don't really know anything about that, but it doesn't surprise me. We already know how much damage it does to your brain getting smacked in the head the way football players hit. So the break should be over with, Hobwild, but that's amazing to me that soccer is actually higher on that list than NFL. Yeah, these contact sports that are ringing people's bells, despite the protections, I mean, what do? You know, do you just have everybody live in a styrofoam bubble? You gotta have these sports. We gotta be able to go play and do the things that we want to do, and we enjoy these sports. But I think a different rule set and a different attitude by the players, I think these sports can be reimagined or retooled so that they're not killing people or driving people to kill themselves, as you point out, Hobwild. Let's just hope that we all, as best as we can, stay strong and healthy in the coming years. Speaking of healthy, I'm going to go buy myself some healthy food. I love chatting with you, Hobwild. You're somebody that's so different from me. We don't even see the video games the same. We fight all day long about this shit, but it's fun. You know who else is Tactical Stoner? He's like that too. He's very, very different from me, but we have a lot of fun chatting together. I really like the guy. I love it that he stops in still. Once in a while we get into a game together, you know, and like if I go back to Call of Duty someday or whatever, but we'll see what happens there. But I gotta call it a night, Hobwild. Thanks for coming out. I have 1 hour to go do it and get this done, so I'm gonna break camp. I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably in the daytime. It's gonna be rainy. I plan on doing a 2-streamer tomorrow, part of the daytime. I'm planning bulk of the daytime, and I might even just go all night. But I might also break it up so that I can, you know, cook, eat, do some errands, you know, that kind of thing too. So plan on seeing me tomorrow. Watch for the notice. I gotta cut you loose, man. We'll talk more about this tomorrow, if you have time to come around. So again, appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the lurks, the views. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There'll be more of the same tomorrow, man. Take care, Hobwild. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.